Hey everybody, welcome back to Northern Lion Plays The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. I almost feel like we should start getting a streak going here. I mean, we're on 2. Let's not get too cocky. We're gonna random again. Azazel. Well, I can't argue with the random gods. Let's do this. This might be a little on the quicker side, but I don't want to get too cocky. Q, D, 4, N, A, W, 1, Q. Again, the Lost. Eventually. Coming in a different format. These videos are not taking away from when the Lost will eventually be done. You're gonna give me a Joker card on the first freaking floor? Just one day, you know, we'll be watching, and that's not really worth it. One day, you'll be watching videos, and then there will be a stream VOD pop up that'll be like, check it out, this is my process to become the Lost. And then we'll start doing Lost runs on YouTube soon after that point. For now, I'm having a good time just playing The Binding of Isaac. And I think it's been working out pretty nicely. Oh, that's... Look, alright? I'm not saying that anything else in Isaac needs a nerf. But I will say, enemies that explode after you kill them, if they drop a bomb and like you use mom's knife, so you kill that bomb fly or something after they die, that's you. That's on you. But if they just straight up explode, I'm like, well, if you have low range, what are you supposed to do about that, horse hockey? You can't do anything, right? Admittedly, we probably want to take our devil card here. Not that it's necessary against Duke of Flies. Pop this bad boy open and then, you know, probably one-shot him, as we just did. Tears plus shot speed up, largely useless. Why am I so invested in this Fool card? Well, the reason I'm so invested in this Fool card is that it gives us the free opportunity to take a 1 in 4 item. Like, I have our choice of 4 items, I should say, on the boss rush room. And as Azazel, let's see if we get some black cards here. As Azazel, you are so freaking likely to get to the mom fight in under 20 minutes. It's a joke, basically. And you know, people have heard me rag on Azazel far too much. Oh, Azazel's easy mode, Azazel, blah, blah, blah. I'm glad Azazel exists as an easy mode if they're not going to put an easy mode in the game. I'm glad that he's there so that, you know, you have a hard mode, you got an easy mode. It makes sense. Makes sense to me, anyway. Our last floor deal with the devil sucked. We will get a deal on this floor, I think, because there has to be one on this floor. And it should be a deal with the devil, because I believe Azazel starts with, like, evil or something, so he actually can't get a deal with the devil. I'm playing pretty badly, I'll admit that to you right away. I have a tendency as Azazel to play a little sloppier, because the game, I wouldn't say rewards it, there's a tinted rock there, but it doesn't punish it as much, because, you know, you can get away with it. One of these, please give me, like, Spirit Heart Bomb. We got 2 bombs now. Alright, that's 2 bombs and a Spirit Heart. That's pretty much exactly what I asked for. Can't complain about that. And 1 Spirit Heart. So we should definitely have a pretty good deal with the devil baseline here to work with. We're going to be fighting against Pin. Slow Pin is easy Pin. If he stays slow, especially. It'd be nice if he kind of like, maybe spend a little bit more time outside of the ground. Not dead yet? Okay, dead. HP bar is so weird on him. That's okay. We got Torn Photo, which tears plus shot speed, again, not really that useful, and we will totally take Ceremonial Robes, which is basically break-even HP-wise, but we get our Spirit Hearts turned into Red Hearts, which is good, and then we get a damage upgrade, which is good as well. I gotta admit, I'm getting a little cocky. I'm starting there. I'm not the best Binding of Isaac player, but I'm getting pretty good at Isaac, man. I'm starting to think about going for, like, seeded runs. Or not seeded runs, sorry, streaked kind of, like, runs, which I think will be cool, but I'm hesitant. We should probably get, like, real Platinum God first. Now, this doesn't work anymore, but I wanted to do the bomb anyway, just to be like, check it out. I'm still on, you know, the patch that doesn't allow you to bomb your way into your special room, so don't be mad at me. Dead Cat showing up is awesome. I wish I had the HP necessary on the last floor to pick up Guppy's head, but that's okay. Ball of Tar is alright. There's a Tinted Rock up here. And we can definitely afford to take as long as it's necessary to do everything on this floor, because we are Azazel, and Azazel can kill everything very quickly, especially because there was only 1 room left and it didn't even have any enemies in it. We'll be moving on. Plenty of HP. We actually gained HP, we gained damage, and we gained a half-decent item in Ball of Tar. It's okay. You know, it's nothing to really write home about, but it's alright. Caves 1. Consumables are the name of the game right now. It wouldn't kill me to get a luck upgrade, if it's at all possible. I would, you know, Latchkey I don't love, although, I'll admit, you know, most of the time when you're like, I want the box, I really want the box. Why do you want the box? Typically, you need a key. Sometimes, you know, you want a Spirit Heart. That doesn't always spawn in the box anymore, though. Sometimes you just want a starter pack, you know? You want a trinket, you want a, you know, a pill. You want stuff like that to get yourself up and running. You know, it's like if you buy a house or start renting an apartment or something like that, people start giving you gifts. They're like, hey, here's a Tefal non-stick frying pan. Thanks, by the way, to the generous people at Tefal for sponsoring this video and realizing that the cooking niche has a huge overlap with the Binding of Isaac. Cook your breakfasts and your dinners and your lunches up in these Tefal non-stick pans. I actually have a Tefal non-stick pan myself. It is okay. That's how you know this wasn't really sponsored. I'm not gonna go out of my way to shit on it just to make people think I'm not being sponsored by Tefal. You can use your own critical thinking abilities there and probably figure that one out for yourself, but Tefal, you know, it's got the red spot in the middle. I don't know what it actually does, but it looks kind of nice. There you go. There's my glowing endorsement. Now, we donated a ton of money on the last run. I'm hoping that we can kind of keep the same thing going here. We got 669, which is perfect. And hopefully another deal with the devil as well. You know, I don't mind Chad. I'll always straight with you. Chad's A-okay in my book. Now that he synergizes so well with other items, namely Dark Bomb. There is a deal with the devil. We can take one red heart deal without getting ourselves killed. Oh, man, but like... it sucks. Because Abaddon is so good, but I'm going to take Brimstone. I don't think we can take Abaddon. No, we can't. It's a shame. Hopefully we can get the opportunity to take it again. Or to go back in there again. But my horns are glowing. What's up with that? That's cool. Brimstone as a Zazel is too good. You're already super overpowered. But then this gives you the ability to not only deal a little bit more damage, but additionally you can just sort of like, you know, have infinite range now, which is fairly solid if you ask me. What do we have the ability to buy? It's like the map or something like that. That might be worth it. I would, okay, you know, this is where things start to get a little cocky. I wouldn't necessarily say that this is a one run, but let's be honest. I'm not saying it's a one run, but it's a one run. Got a lucky guess on that one and ended up getting 2 bombs. Not gonna worry too much about pills. Every once in a while, the idea of sponsorships comes up, and people always assume that everyone's being paid for everything. When I played Borderlands with Nick, people were like, how much is 2K paying you for this coverage? And you, as you are watching this right now, are like, yeah, they were joking. They weren't joking. Especially because like the Evolve Alpha happened at the same time. People were like, man, 2K must be paying Northern Lions through the ass to like Evolve and Beyond, or not Beyond. I didn't play Beyond, but I was thinking Beyond Earth, I guess. To like Evolve and Borderlands, and I'm like, I don't even know if 2K does paid deals. That's not the kind of guy I am. I just think Evolve is actually pretty sweet. I'm very excited to play when it comes out, and I thought Borderlands was pretty fun, even though the consensus seems to be that it's like the worst of the 3 games in the series. I think because I was in a much better environment to play it with, you know, a good friend of mine this time, I had more fun with it than previous games in the series. The truth of the matter is that, like, that's not my thing, but there are sponsorships that I could see myself getting down with. What I want, and this will never happen because of what I'm about to say, but what I would love is sponsorships that are outside of the gaming niche. And I mean, like, not just outside of games, because I know that there's some streamers and stuff who are sponsored by, like, you know, gaming chair companies or, you know, Loot Crate and stuff like that. I want to be sponsored by, like, a fucking pizza place. Like, Panago, or like a coffee shop or something like that. But Panago, if you're watching this and you want to sponsor me, we'll work something out that's tasteful, allows me to disclose that I'm being sponsored by a pizza place. Because I have no problem coming on the show here and saying, Kate and I ordered a Panago chicken taco salad pizza last night and it was delicious, because it is delicious. I'm already selling out for free because the Panago pizzas are goddamn delicious. I think it's a Canadian chain, so you Americans might be out of luck. But same like, you know, a coffee shop. If Starbucks wanted to be, and I know that Starbucks has a reputation for not being that good at coffee, but what can I say? I like it, right? I'm gonna take it just because it's weird. Especially with the Zazel, it looks very funky. If they were like, hey, we're gonna sponsor you if you talk about how much you like coffee, I'll be like, dude, you're not paying me to lie. I do enjoy your caffeinated beverages on occasion. This all being said, you know, it's probably not gonna happen. And that's okay, because, you know, it's a joke, but it does invite kind of ethical concerns, I suppose. That's why I would prefer if sponsorships were, like, outside of the gaming niche. But you gotta like the product, right? If Toyota came up to me and was like, hey, you know, you want to do some like Binding of Isaac episodes in a Camry and we'll give you a free Camry, I'd be like, I don't know shit about Toyota Camrys. I don't feel comfortable with that. I'm gonna trick someone into making like a $23,000 purchase because they think that I'm a trusted source. Come on now. Anyway, so if you're, I'm trying to think of other companies that might. What companies do I support on a regular basis? Wikipedia. Oh my God. You know how they do those Audible sponsorships? You know, I've used Audible on and off in the past. I kind of like it, but an Audible sponsorship doesn't appeal to me. But if Jimbo Wales was like, hey man, we hear you like Wikipedia dumb shit all the time, would you like mention that in your videos? I'd be like, yeah man, I know you're a non-profit, but can you give me some financial compensation for that? Anyway, it's true, man. I do. Let's see what we got in here before I get too crazy here. Let's see what's in there. Nothing. I didn't mean to take missing page 2, but I did. I think we're just going to... No, we got so much time. Let's look for our secret room. It would be very lazy not to. It's true. People think I'm joking when I say this. Whenever I eat a food that I don't know the history of, I actually Wikipedia it. Not whenever, but often, to get the history of the food, because it's interesting, man. So I was like having some... I thought I might have missed with that placement, so that was a waste of a bomb, but oh well. I was having some tempura the other day, you know, Japanese kind of appetizer. And I was like, I wonder what the history of tempura is. This is kind of like a... It's interesting. I want to know what it's all about. And apparently, tempura, its origins are considered, I think, a little hotly debated. But it's actually a carryover that maybe was brought over when the Portuguese started trading in, I guess, what were the East Indies. It's pretty cool, man. You know, and then I can bring it up in a situation like this and then be like, do you know tempura might have been invented by the Portuguese and then like brought to Japan, basically? People are like, oh, that's really interesting. What they're probably thinking is, man, I wish this motherfucker would shut up about stuff that I don't care about now and then. But hey, you know, I think it's interesting. Wikipedia is a good resource. I know that some people have some concerns with Wikipedia at times. A lot of people are like, Wikipedia is not a credible source. It's so good, though. I make an effort to support Wikipedia when I have the chance. When they put those ads up at the top and they say, hey, you know, we're a depository of all the world's online knowledge, the sum total of every accomplishment achieved by man in its history. Then, you know, could you throw us like $7? I'm like, you know what, Wikipedia? I'm in a position where I can give you $7. Thank you for all of the bullshit internet arguments you've helped me win. I appreciate it. Thank you for keeping me entertained and informed while I poop. Okay. We have matchbook. Wow, that is a great curse room. That is the best curse room. We got goat head. We're getting deals with the devil like crazy anyway, but it never hurts to get more incentive there. And then we got another guppy item, which takes us 2/3 of the way to becoming guppy for real. This run is out of control. I don't think our brimstone shot is affected by flatworm. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. So I'll stick with matchstick for now, but this is looking pretty good. Are we on Depths 1 and Necropolis 1? Yeah, okay. Necropolis 1. Boss Rush is not going to be a challenge. It doesn't seem like we're unlocking anything new here, so we'll definitely make an effort on this floor or the next floor to donate a lot of money. I'd prefer to do it on the next floor for game purposes, but because our game's going so well, I'd rather do it on this floor for the purposes of, like, you know, maybe getting more money on the next floor to donate and not breaking the donation machine, even though I hesitate to admit that I do give Nick's theory a little bit of credence, you know? The idea that the later you start donating, the more likely the machine is to explode. But then on the last run, we donated like 80 cents on the second to last floor, or maybe it might have even been the last floor. Yeah, you know what? At this point, we're in no position to turn down deals with the devil, which sounds like a pretty interesting thing to say, but I'm being 100% honest. Like, why turn down a deal with the devil that at least gives us something in return here? We're gonna get the red health replaced with spirit hearts or something anyway at this point. This is as close to a one run as you can pretty much get to right now. Azazel, only make his range infinite instead of exceptionally short. No problems. Halo, it's an all stats upgrade. That's incredible. And let's check this out. Oh my god, she's alright. She's just playing the Binding of Isaac. I mean that sincerely, by the way. A lot of people think they're like, you're joking. Nah, dog. I'm for real. First things first, I'm the realist. So when I said, you know, we're in no position to turn down a deal with the devil, I heard people out there. I heard you out there in internet land, even though you think I can't. And you said, turn down for what? Some of you did. Now, as the newest in the, allow me to present to you the newest in the on-running series of Northern Lion doesn't understand the parlance of the modern day. What the fuck does turn down for what mean? I have understood that it is a song by Little John, diminutive John, and in the music video, some zany stuff happens, and I believe my understanding of turn down for what is that it is it's a way of saying, like, we're getting drunk, or like, what are we getting drunk for? Something like that. Okay, that's fine. But what does it mean? Why does it mean that? Crunk? I can understand how that means drunk. It's got unk in it. I don't get it though. Turned down for what is that? If you get turned down, isn't that a bad thing? Like, I went for a job, but then I got turned down. Turned down for what? For probably a better applicant, you callous asshole. Could you, like, have some sympathy for me? This was my dream job. We're not gonna bother looking for a secret room here. You know, I'm out of touch. But you know, kids these days, man. Kids all days. I was like this. Stoked. What does stoked mean? Are you a fireplace? No, you don't get it, Dad. We put our own meanings on words so that parents can't understand it. It gives us a modern, you know, way of speaking to one another that you can't understand. That's a pretty lucky get for us there. It's hard to see when I'm gambling here because of the guillotine. Is it speedball? What do I want to do with speedball? Come on, work with me here. It's ridiculous. So we're easily going to be able to get into the boss rush room. We might even want to fight it just to get the second item out of the backside of it. But maybe why not? Oh, that was not what I meant to do there. You have to forgive me. I'm probably gonna have to clear my throat a little bit here. This is like, done a lot of recording today, and eventually my throat just reaches the point. It's like, you know, it's like Canada's pop princess Celine Dion. Reach the point that you know, the throat starts to say no, but my body is telling it yes. You know, so I gotta say, oh yeah, excellent. I gotta, you know, occasionally clear my throat, maybe do a little bit of water drinking. You understand how it is. You've consumed water before in your life. It is the, you know, the lifeblood of our cells. We're gonna... What? That's so awesome. How many freaking demon judgments have shown up? Is this like a missing page 2 thing, or are we actually just getting super lucky? Either way, I'm for it. Alright, so we got so much time that I am definitely gonna come back here and do our boss rush room. Boss trap room, I should say, because the guppy chance exists. Well, not anymore, but still. Hey, the extra key can't be a bad thing. We do have Guppy's tail, so we would be expecting some golden chests to show up. And let's be honest, we're fighting enemies who, it's probably going to be pretty difficult for them to put up too much of a fight. Took a little damage. The most amazing thing about this is that I do still have 9 lives as well. That means if something goes terribly wrong, it can go terribly wrong like 9 more times in a row. And I'll still be like totally fine. Because like the damage that we're doing, I don't want to get too cocky, but you know, it is possible to beat almost every boss that we're going to face in the game. Probably on 1 life. Not the first crack at it, you know, we'll probably need a couple of cracks to get it going, but still. Couple of cracks to get it going, sounds like your dad's fetish. Seriously though. He's into some weird stuff. Lazarus's rags. I don't want it, honestly, because if I die, I don't want to come back as Lazarus. But I took it anyway, so I'm an idiot. Oh, what do I care if I come back as Lazarus as long as we have the same items? We have Brimstone now, so we won't lose the Azazel laser. The Azazer. Want to grow up to be an Azazer. Really? Just nothing here? I guess we've already gotten our donation machine. 1 second, I'm just going to take a drink of water. I find myself... Ooh, not going to take that yet. I'm going to mute myself so you don't hear my gross, like, slurping sounds. 1 sec. Alright, that should be better. Throat's just getting a little tickled, you know, getting a little worn down from the day. It happens. Nothing there. We're going to take this opportunity to maybe... Yeah, we're going to use our Fool card to get out, then I'll try to get that health upgrade pill again. My thinking is we might as well wait for a deal with the devil, give some HP away, and then use it. Because there's no reason for us to stay so high on red health. I value the other health too much to love that idea. So let's try this. I Oh, terrible, like, accidental Brim Stamp there. Slowed things way down. We're 16 minutes in, so we're easily going to be able to get into that boss rush room. If we wanted to, we could fight on it, but there's really no point. Let's take Polaroid because I love the chest. We'll take Whore of Babylon. I doubt we're going to be able to get to use it, but you never know. And inside of our boss rush room, Skinny on Mushroom, Miter, Thunder Thighs, and Demon Baby. This is a pretty good haul, all things considered. As lame as it is, and Thunder Thighs is like a little cooler, I gotta go with the Miter. I don't have to, but I'm going to go with the Miter. And I'm not going to take the HP upgrade with me because I'd rather have the opportunity to lose all of our HP on the next floor to get Whore of Babylon actually working. Might as well take this. The Miter, well, okay, it's hard to pick up stuff with the guillotine. I'm happy with our situation. You know, matchstick versus not matchstick. Not matchstick usually wins that. This run is going to be over very, very soon, I think. We are going to get a deal with the devil thanks to the goat head. Little Chub, I mean, is it worth fighting for? If it's easy enough that, you know, you're going to be able to get Little Chub without it being very stressful, then you don't need Little Chub. But Little Chub's fun, and, you know, it's going to fire in the same straight line as our Brimstone shot, so why not pick it up, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at there. There you go. Might have saved us a little bit of damage in the process there. No, we don't want that. Stop giving us red heart containers. Red hearts, I don't mind. We may end up using those on a blood bank. That's why I took Bloody Penny to begin with, but everything else, no. You know, now that I think about it, maybe we should have gone Thunder Thighs. We even, like, you probably could have justified Demon Baby over the Miter because we already have the Relic and our HP is so good. Right? Like, how greedy do you have to be to want more HP? You have the Relic and, like, a staggering amount of HP dropping every second here. I feel like a goddamn asshole. That was the worst use of a key. I was trying to fly through and get the battery for no reason because I never use our hourglass here because it's completely unnecessary. But man, that was D-U-M dumb is what that was. Now again, I'm hoping that we can find like 3 deals or 2 deals on this boss fight. Turn into Guppy. Store credit's kind of useless right now. Turn into Guppy and, oh no, you know what? Store credit is not useless because we can use that to get free deals with the devil. I know I don't want to get free deals with the devil, but the fact that we can abuse this mechanic a little bit, not abuse it, but, you know, use it probably as intended, makes me tempted to do things that way. We'll probably drop it before we go in, though, just because it actually is beneficial for me to lose HP. To get our Whore of Babylon situation going for us here. So yeah, let's drop it. I'm just being a ding-dong, and then 3 red chests, so it didn't matter whether we had it or not. And no Guppy items. Makes me a very sad individual. Look, we're not going to need store credit, but we're not going to need the Bloody Penny either. We've won. This is like the 3rd fairly easy run in a row. I hope these runs are separated by like a day or so, because, man, otherwise you're going to get like good run fatigue. It's not really my fault, like, it's not because of my play that we've had these good runs, mostly just a very generous game, and also, you know, we ran him to Zazel. You ran him to Zazel, that's going to put you in a pretty good position to be doing alright. Curse room we will go to. We're only 1 away from becoming Guppy. The dream is real. The dream is fading. Should have taken those because they would have become, they would have replaced the Spirit Hearts, and, you know, they do damage, so that's better. But again, I'm kind of coming back to the same thing over and over, like, how greedy do you have to be at this point? You know, if you're min-maxing a run like this, you're just kind of being a dick to the game. You gotta show the game some tender love and care, right? You gotta follow the golden rule. Treat the game as you would treat yourself. If you don't want the game to be mean to you, you shouldn't be mean to the game. You know, your position in life is very, it's fragile. Sometimes the game's gonna help you, sometimes the game's gonna hurt you, but when the shoe's on the other foot, try to treat the game better than the game treats you. So that when the game treats you terribly in the future, you can say, God, what a dick. I was so nice to the game when I was fucking it, but... Anyway. Flies, please. I mean, we have flies, but, like, Guppy, please. I want to become Guppy. We've been towing the guppy line. We've been riding the white stallion for like 5 episodes in a row here. No keys makes me a little sad, but we can't seem to freaking get the guppy items. It doesn't make any sense. We've gotten so many opportunities, we just can't put it all together. These flies are actually like really high damage if we actually can get them in there. Yeah, you can see that helped out a little bit there. Rotten Baby doesn't spawn maybe as many as I'd like, but that's okay. Took 3 hits? That's kind of embarrassing. We'll head up to the next floor here. We will get a good deal with the devil after the cathedral. Thanks to the goat head. That's not something you can get unless you have goat head or Book of Belial, as far as I am aware, at least. Oh, I should have taken that opportunity. If I'd been a little faster, could have shot them right off the bat. I don't want to slow these guys down because I want to make sure they spawn as quickly as possible. Drop keys, by the way. We could drop some keys. That's a rosary bead. That's better for me. Red chest. No. We're definitely not going to get a golden chest. We are definitely not going to get a golden chest. Look, we might as well, right? Why not? Look, I took Headless Baby earlier, and I kind of feel bad, because I said, why wouldn't we take a deal with the devil at this point? Okay? That kind of implied, you know, that we didn't think Headless Baby was that good of an item. And I'll admit, I don't think Headless Baby is your marquee deal with the devil item. That being said, Headless Baby deserves more respect than I gave it there. It's an okay baby. Gives you some creep for free. Sure as fuck better than like anemia or something like that. Might have just put my foot in my mouth. I can't remember if anemia actually gives you like a damage upgrade or something. Gives you a red face. It's red face. Anyway. I think that's a community joke, but for some reason I thought it was from Are You Afraid of the Dark? Because there's this guy in Are You Afraid of the Dark, and it's like, let's go see Sardo. And he goes, it's Sardo. Anyway. You know Are You Afraid of the Dark? It's Canadian, man. It's the Canadian Goosebumps. Only it was around before Goosebumps. Maybe not the books, but the show. C-A-N-A-D-A. C-A-N-A-D. It doesn't really roll off the tongue as well as USA does, I'll admit. What do other countries? What do other countries chant as like their point of personal pride? I don't even know that we really have a chant in Canada. Do other countries have a chant? We have our national anthem, of course, but like USA, USA. I don't know if we have that. We just, you know, when we're doing well in a hockey tournament or something, you know, on an international sports scale, we just say like, yeah, that's the way it should be. That's the way Dad did it. That's the way Canada does it. And it's worked out modestly well so far. That's my impression of my own nationality. So you can't say that's offensive, I guess. Let's head down to the next floor. We have 1 key. Choose wisely. I'm gonna go bottom left. I can't do it, guys. I'm so sorry. I didn't expect that it would be like this. But mysterious treatment, or experimental treatment, sorry, I always get it confused with mysterious liquid. Experimental treatment has become the first item that I'm nearly vowing never to pick up. I know that it doesn't do what it's, might as well. I know that it doesn't do what it's suggested to do, by the way. What it's suggested to do is, gives you an all stats upgrade and then shuffles them. What it actually does is that it kind of rolls some dice on your stats within a range. So for your damage, it can give you like +1 or -1 damage. For speed, it can give you plus 0.5 speed or minus 0.5 speed. So it's a liar, basically, first off. And I don't respect items that lie. That's not what I want to invite into my real life, right? And also, it just seems to fuck you. Like, the only time I would take experimental treatment is kind of similar to Bomb's brain. I'll take experimental treatment if I'm in such a bad position that I need to gamble for a +1 damage upgrade, basically. And I don't mind if it doesn't work out because I'm just going to be in a shitty position anyway. But I'm not going to take it right now because I'm not in a shitty position. I'm in a position that's probably extremely likely to win. So I don't think experimental treatment is very good, unfortunately. And I say unfortunately because I love those items that reroll everything and are, you know, cool and weird. Because that's just, I'm not a regular mom, I'm a cool mom. The spirit hearts are nice. Let's be honest, we're not going to need them. The streak continues. I like that we have a tangible indicator of it now, by the way. Right now, we're going to be at 3. Make sure to call the newspapers. Let them know Northern Lions got a 3 streak in the Binding of Isaac Rebirth on normal mode. The dream is real. But I'm, you know, I'll admit I'm getting cocky. I'm feeling good, man. When I was thinking, I was like, how many runs should I try for modestly for my first, like, streak attempt? And then I was like unironically into my head, I was like, probably 100. I've probably, at maximum, won like 6 Isaac runs in a row. And now because I'm getting cocky, I'm like, yeah, I could probably do 100. Yeah, good idea. Let me know how that works. You know, score a basket on your first basketball shot of all time. Yeah, probably gonna be better than Michael Jordan. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. How about you sink 100% of the shots you take? Little Brimstone. At this point, like, I would be disingenuous if I started giving you, like, analysis of these items, because we're going to win. This run is going to end in a win. We're going to win. There's no need for me to be here and be like, oh, you know, Little Brimstone's going to give us, like, a little bit of extra damage, so that'll help out. Sure, I mean, it'll help end the run faster, if that's something you're curious about learning about. It's a very strange situation up here. We have to find the energy crystals, Mega Man. My heart's not in it today. It actually is, because I watched the video yesterday, because that's the kind of guy I am. Thank you for the spirit heart, Gimpy. Appear to be energy resources. But I've never seen anything like this on Earth. We got to stop Dr. Y. It's somewhere in there. You know what I'm talking about. Alright. A watched blue baby never dies, is what I've always said. So we're going to stay fairly far away. Whenever we get hit, kind of seems to make sense to me to go directly over top of him. Hit him with Headless Baby. Hit him with, you know, our sticky little goo. And get him slowed as a result of that. Look, I'll admit, maybe we're taking a little bit more damage than you'd be comfortable with. We're going to win, though. That's probably the most important thing here. Let's head down to the next floor. Oh, wait, that's the end of the game. That was a very quick one. And our stats there, still 327, and our streak is up to 3. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. And, of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.